in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Bruce Hood, who has refereed more NHL games than anybody in NHL history, is the referee tonight. John D'Amico and Bob Hodges will be working the lines. The goaltender, Steve Penny, who was taken out halfway through the game here Saturday night, is back in, hoping to find his rookie playoff magic once more. And at the other end, starting in his 116th playoff game, a record tonight, Billy Smith, and here is Danny Gallivan, who's had more than 116 playoff games.
A few more. And behind the net is Green for Montreal up on the left wing, and the Canadiens are bumped on the boards by Trottier. Now on the left side, back it goes. Chouinard shovels the backhand low shot wide. The Islanders with Trottier, Canelli, and Bossy out there. And now New York into the center ice area. That was a bad pass intended for Flatley. He jumped on the ice, and the Canadiens going to the attack. Tremblay botting there. There's going to be a penalty coming up here in the early stages after 37 seconds of play.
Pat Flatley nailed Mario Tremblay against the glass in the Islanders zone. You see the signal by Bruce Hood. Gary, a quick penalty for the young rookie, elbowing.
Well, that's exactly what the Islanders were looking for, is to hit every jersey that is marked with a Canadian logo, and that's exactly what Flatley did. And by taking a penalty like that, Dick, what it does is give the Montreal Canadiens an opportunity of starting quickly and getting that first goal. I really believe that is vital for Montreal tonight.
On the power play in this series, the Canadiens are 3 for 13, 23% efficiency. Al Arbor started Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier together. Much discussed element of Saturday's game was the fact he split them up, but as soon as the puck was dropped to start the game, Bossy left the ice. Flatley took his place. He's now in the penalty box.
Montreal, everybody up for the face-off. The Islanders trying desperately to get it off. Smith has it. Into the corner it goes. Dylan trying to get it back at the point. Chelios. A short pass to Smith. Here is Smith. He'll take a look and get it back to Chelios. Gets it in front of Naslund to Smith. Here's Smith trying to dump it in front. It's high into the air it goes. And Robinson is stopped there to keep it into Smith. Here's Smith in the corner, setting it right out. There's a shot. And that hit Pasta. The shot was taken by Naslund. We're down to a minute and 22 seconds remaining in the penalty to Flatley. Chelios leading away, but 5 Canadians. The youngsters in over the line. He's playing with a lot of confidence. Naslund to Smith. Here is Smith trying to get it in front. He decides to hold on to it. Where will it go? And he gives it away, actually. He tried to get it to Robinson, and Gilbert intercepted and shot it down the ice. Both Arbor and Lemaire are making changes while the play goes on. And there are 48 seconds left in the penalty, and the Canadiens again with Chelios. He whipped it in there. There's big, tall, rangy Smith going in. In the corner area, Langevin was upended. Smith back to Chelios. Now Ludwig takes a low shot. It was wide. Canadiens trying to get it in front. Naslund rolls it back near the line. Kept in there. Finally the Islanders. Gilbert is coming down in over the line. Here's Sutter. And Sutter is stick-checked beautifully by Chelios. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Hunter is shot. And he's wide with it. There's no score in the hockey game. And it's starting at a fairly brisk pace. And that is attributable to the penalty to the New York Islanders, which now has expired. In there goes Johnson in his own zone to the left side. Canelli's pass high off the stick over the glass.
So the Islanders successfully kill the penalty to this young man, Pat Flatley from Long Island. This is Stanley Cup 84. A lot of stats on Billy Smith tonight, the 25th consecutive playoff start, but the big one, the record for goaltenders, game number 116.
The Islanders got, there's a shot taken from inside the line by Hamel. We'll get to the Islanders guide in a moment. There was a solid body punching check by Turnbull on Tonelli.
Jacques Lemaire back of the Canadiens bench. Gary, wouldn't you think he has told his team be a little more physical?
Oh, you have to. You know, that's exactly the way the Islanders started. I think you have to match hit for hit. This is such an important game for both teams, and you have to do it. There's a sacrifice to be made. Number one, Potvin comes out, squeezes the man out, and then watch this hit coming up by Turnbull, and stopped just short, but Tonelli did go on the seat of his pants.
The Islanders guide says that Billy Smith is the only active goalie who won the Stanley Cup. What do they mean by that? Didn't Melanson help to win it? Now the Islanders are coming in on that left side. Penalty against Montreal. Tonelli was upended. A weak shot by Trottier. And the Islanders will go on the power play.
So Rick Green goes to the penalty box, and New York gets its first power play opportunity. Hooking the call on Rick Green at 3:58. Canadiens in this series on the power play, 3 for 13, 23%.
Well, once Tonelli got a step on Rick Green, the hook was applied, and now the Islanders on the power play. They were very aggressive when they killed the penalty. Montreal has to do the same thing. Go right after the Islanders. Don't let them set up on the power play.
Let us see the alignment for the Islanders. They have Gillies on with Bossy, Trottier, Janssen, and of course Potvin. The ever big, impressive figure. Robinson was almost able to initiate a 2-on-1 break. Then he couldn't take it. Through center, here's Gillies winding up for the shot. He's pucking from the net. And it's fired wide by Bossy. Here's Bossy trying to get in front of Gillies. No shot. And an enormous save by Penny. Now here's Johnson. That was a big save for Penny's confidence. Now the Islanders on the attack, back to Johnson. Johnson winds up the shot. They score!
Well, as he did in Game 3, Thomas Johnson again gets things rolling for the New York Islanders. A couple of key things in this power play. Number one, Larry Robinson without a stick. Number two, Clark Gillies in front, setting up the screen. There you see Robinson running around without that stick. And Gillies, very difficult to move. Robinson can't move him out of there. Penny can't see the play. And Johnson tipped the shot low. The Islanders strike first.
Number 3, the final goal, 4-18. Johnson has cleared the playoff from Trottier and Gillies. Power play goal at 4-18.
Gary, after Pearson was injured in Montreal, many of the Island supporters were very saddened. But there's nothing wrong with Johnson.
Good teams have a way of somebody picking up the slack, and Johnson is certainly doing that for the Islanders, Danny.
And so, the format of Saturday night so far is being followed, with the Islanders getting the first goal on the power play. And it is Morrow from the corner. There is Flatler. Hunter's just got a piece of him, and here's Boutelier hopping into the center ice area. Penalty coming up. Steve Shutt. Will it be?
So the Islanders have just cashed in on a power play. They get another chance. Steve Shutt goes to the penalty box. An uncharacteristic move by the Canadiens veteran left winger Steve Shutt, flashing the call at 4:45.
Robinson failed to clear it out. Back at the point for Gillies. There's the shot. And a rising bullet-like drive wide. There is Johnson back there with Gillies, Bossy, Potvin, and Trottier. We have Gainey and Sweenard. Carbonell. In over the line, Robinson is back on defense with Ludwig. A minute and 25 seconds, the time left in the penalty to Shutt. Now the Islanders at center trying penetration. They can. Carbonell cleared it down the ice. Back for it goes Potvin. So far, in the first 56 seconds of this penalty. The Canadiens defending well. Islanders now coming in, and it is offside. Here in Long Island today, sunny but very, very windy. And of course, wind has been a factor in many centers in the North American continent, and others in Toronto. They had a game postponed because of wind. But now that we have the microphones open, we cannot guarantee you there will be an appreciable abatement in wind. That does not indict Gary and Dick. I'm just talking about myself.
What are you looking at us for when you say that?
Well, this gives you a pretty good idea of the Robinson situation without a stick and the job that Clark Gillies will do on the play. He just plants him there. Now, what's a goalie supposed to do? No chance on there, and also he's deep inside the crease. Puck just goes by him. Penny's got to come out and challenge, get right against the screen.
Now 5 Islanders at center. Potvin's pass is blocked. Walter is up front with Naslund. Hamel on defense with Green for Montreal, and the Islanders formulating an attack from center. There's a right wing pass. Scooting in on that right side, Bossy. Bossy getting it back. Now, Johnsson over to Potvin, closing it. The shot, the rebound. They bang away on it. And Penny is down, and it's held out. And there's a slight skirmish right now, I don't think, and I hope that nothing further will develop.
Well, Gary, during the flurry just before the Johnsson goal, Danny mentioned that a big save that Penny made would be good for his confidence. You and I were talking before the game. What Steve Penny needed in this game, we felt, as we agreed, after having been taken out the other night, but nothing's that serious, and he had a good attitude toward it all. He had to get into it early.
You're right, Dick, and it's important, you know, for confidence. I really believe you can lose it and gain it so quickly. There is another big save by Steve Penny. But it was interesting reading the newspapers after the third game. All of a sudden, Penny had all kinds of flaws. Short side through his legs, upstairs. First time that he's been beaten for more than 2 goals, and suddenly he's not a very capable goaltender.
Well, his best friend in Flint told the Calgary Reporter on Saturday that Penny has a weakness on the glove side. Now, if your friend tells that, supposing he had an enemy in Flint.
You don't need friends like that.
But I noticed at the workout this morning, the Islanders were practicing many shots on the short side. And the Canadiens, they were testing Penny on that glove side. There's a pass that hopped over Johnsson's stick to the Canadiens bench.
And somebody on the Canadiens bench was cut by the puck. I believe Mario Tremblay, as Thomas Johnsson had it go off his stick. He started the scoring, as Gary mentioned, in Game 3 Saturday. He's 24 years of age, just turned 24. Here's a look at our camera that's up in the nether regions here at the Nassau Coliseum to give you some interesting angles at various plays, such as Gary just described, the second or third, or was it fourth look we had at the Johnsson goal.
A dozen seconds left in the penalty. Here's Chelios of the Islanders leading 1-0. Chelios was knocked away from the puck. And the Islanders struggling to get to center. Goodelier along the board. Shuttles back on the ice. And it is back into Islander territory. After this game, the series moves to Montreal for a game on Thursday night. Flatley laying it back into Goodelier. Morrow, a good feathery pass up on the right side to Flatley, a sharp angle shot. It goes off Green, and it's over the glass.
With the score, the New York Islanders 1, the Montreal Canadiens nothing. We'll return in just a moment.
And always casing. Al Arbor, the native of Sudbury, trying to get his team a 5th Stanley Cup in consecutive fashion. That would tie Toe Blake, who comes not exactly from Sudbury, he's from Coniston. But for the purpose of 5 consecutive Stanley Cups, we'll both blanket them as Sudbury. Is that okay?
Absolutely. I think it's, again, very important now that the Canadiens don't stray away from their game plan, and that's close checking. Remember in the first game here at Long Island, the Islanders had a lot of skating room between the two blue lines, and that's something that Serge Savard talked about the game. He said, number one, we got to get 18 guys playing good defensive hockey, and also not let the Islanders wind up and get that nice flow going. We have to get in front of them every opportunity.
The Islanders leading 1-0. This is the first period. 12:22 the time left. Smith is up, and it is going to be maybe a hooking penalty.
Well, Butch Goring, who draws about one penalty every 3 years, draws one right. Butch Goring in 71 regular season games had 4 minor penalties. This is his first penalty of the playoffs. He's off 2 minutes for hooking at 7:40.
And a big opportunity for the Canadiens. Let us see now if they can cash in on it. They have Smith out there with Hunter, Naslund, Robinson, and Chelios.
One thing that the Canadiens have to do on this power play is the Islanders were very aggressive, especially with their top 2 forwards, playing close to the point man. That'll leave that middle open. I think they have to slide a pass in that middle just to close that box to allow the defenseman to get that shot from the point.
Robinson to Naslund. He quickly lost it. And Morrow cleared it down the ice. Robinson handing it off to Chelios. Canadiens having difficulty getting their power play into operation because of the fine checking of the Islanders. Naslund getting it up on the right side. Chelios took an easy hit from Morrow. Now Chelios again swings it over on the left side. Here's Naslund giving it to Smith. Right in front. And it was cleared away by Brent Sutter. That was good back checking by Sutter. Robinson swinging out into the center ice area with Hunter, Smith, and Naslund cutting in on the left side. And the sharp angle shot came off the board and goes down the ice. A minute and 5 seconds. The time left in the penalty. Now Smith coming out with Mondoux. Smith, the big guy, coming in on the left side, giving it out to Turnbull. Turnbull lost it. Billy Carroll ahead to Gilbert with Johnson. And it is called on the offside.
Billy Carroll just a stride in ahead of the play. As you look at young Greg Gilbert, the scoring hero for the Islanders in Game 3. 2 official goals and one that everybody but the official scorer seemed to think he deflected in the first one of the hockey game. 46 seconds left in the Butch Goring penalty.
There's Gilbert. He's known as Greg from Mississauga. And, of course, in a burst of originality, somebody said, let's call him Gibby. So he's known as Gibby Gilbert. And he's going to go to college this summer, looking for training in accountancy. There's Smith clearing it, but not out. Ludwig fed it. And it is Johnson shooting it inadvertently over the glass.
Terry, the Canadiens are into their second power play chance of the hockey game. They have just 1 shot on goal for the first 9 minutes and 10 seconds, almost the first half of the first period. So you're right on with the aggressiveness the Islanders are showing defensively.
Absolutely, Dick. And, you know, when you get the pressure in the Islander end of the ice, the puck's in the corner, you have to outnumber them. If the Islanders have had 1 man in there, you have to get 2 in the corner. If they have 2, you have to get 3. That's the only way that you're going to penetrate this power play and get possession of the puck. And then you need that quick movement, shots on net, and somebody in front. Oh, it sounds so easy, doesn't it?
Now here's Shutt with the pass, actually, that rolled in. We'll find out how easy and how he makes it as that illustrator. He does very well for it.
Yes. You know, there's no easy way to play the game. When you have a hard-hitting game, you have to pay the price. Believe me, you're going to get hit, and you have to respond by also making contact with the opposition.
And when the former member of the Philadelphia Flyers makes a statement of that nature, you better listen.
I've got the bruises to show.
You notice Richard Sevigny, the backup goaltender for Montreal again tonight. He was suspended the other night, and well, he was sitting out. Rick Wamsley got a chance to play the last half of the game.
The Islanders are leading in this game 1-0. There's Robinson. Will he shoot it? No, he gets it over on the other side to Green, who takes the shot. And that went off a body over the glass. So Canadiens encountering difficulty here getting the goal on the power play. I interrupted you there, Dick. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say another look at Richard. who missed his chance to play. Got a black eye. He's been a very combative young man. New enforcer in the Canadiens. Everybody's kidding him. He's looking back to his episodes against the Nordics and then with Smith the other night in Montreal.
Now it's back to Robinson. He gives it to Green to Robinson. Loose shot. And that hit a player in front. I think it was Morrow. It hit him on the right leg, and the Canadiens coming back in. Now there are 2 seconds left in the penalty, and the Islanders are going to get out of this one. And they're coming down to the attack. In over the line with Sutter and Goring. Back edge. Oh, what an outstanding play by Penny.
Now, Penny didn't look very sure of himself on that one, as he was actually backing into the net on the shot by Goring. It was from the backhand, not a hard shot. Whether he lost balance or uncertainty, who knows, but very fortunate to grab a hold of that one before it went over the goal line, Dick.
Gary, it's one of those plays where you kind of wondered at the moment it happened, was his glove back of the goal line if you were to draw a line up from the line to the top of the crossbar. Look at this. He was backing into the net, as you say. Boy, those backhands, though, they are tough to handle. Any goaltender will tell you that. Goring out of the penalty box and was at the right place at the right time to get in on the rush.
Islanders, everybody up, and a mail from Montreal to the right side to Hunter. He tried to chop it out. Goring is knocked to the ice by Ludwig. They struggle in behind the net. And let's see if Smith is going to get a whistle. Generally, they get it loose. Canadiens with Hamel on the left side. Ahead to Gainey. His pass hit a stick. Here's Goring. Going in with Bossy and Johnsson going in. Loose puck in front. And it was cleared away by Hamel. Gainey up on the left side. He knocked Goring to the ice. And that brought a reaction from these fans. There's a shot by Smith. And Smith of the Islanders getting a whistle.
Right after the Gainey-Goring incident, Clark Gillies nailed Bob Gainey with a solid check, and you see the two of them now had words as they stood beside the New York net, and they are still having words as the officials try to keep them apart and move them away from that scene. Well, that's what Big Gillies apparently wasn't doing too much of, Gary, during the season, but he's starting to make his very large presence felt. Down goes Goring now. Watch Gillies come in. Bang.
There's something about playoff hockey, Dick, that brings the best out of individuals. And again, we had mentioned before, Gillies did not have a good year, but has responded in the playoffs. And I guess if you're going to have a poor time, you better do it during the regular season and not in playoff.
I had to laugh when you and Clark were talking. We were in the hallway at the Forum before Game 1. You two were comparing notes about slumps and the mail that hockey players receive.
I had my share.
It was...
Can't repeat on TV what was said in those letters. It was very complimentary.
You guys are pretty funny, I'll tell you.
That's something we can relate to.
Chelios laying up along with Robinson. There is a Johnsson. Let's see what confrontation here brings the attention of the referee. Over.
And Langevin has been hurt, Danny. He came back into the lineup after an absence, having been injured in the Washington series. He was more or less forced into duty because of the Stefan Persson injury in this series. And now here early in this hockey game, watch number 26, Gary, what happened?
Well, there's that shoulder again. Nyland comes in and really lowers the boom, and we'll have to wait to get a medical report on Langevin, because he certainly isn't 100%.
Lining up for the face-off to the left of Smith. Islanders won and the Canadiens no score with 9:19 the time left in this first period. Chelios rammed it in there. After it is Gainey, but on the right side. It's Bossy. He's upended by Gainey. Carbonell couldn't hold it. A lead pass to Brent Sutter in over the line, around the net, tying him up was Chelios, and Chelios cleared it on the boards to center. Deneen in action now with Langevin out. Now Carbonell over to Naslund. Naslund going in. He is upended. Penalty coming up. Canadiens taking
penalty live on CBC. This is Stanley Cup '84. I think that time read 11:24. Greg Gilbert off for holding. The game between Minnesota and Edmonton just getting underway. We'll bring you scoring highlights from that game in Bloomington, and when this game is concluded, and if that one's still going on, we'll join it in progress.
And it is Lafleur on the right side on the power play. Naslund going to the corner along with Nyland and Goring. Got it into the center ice area. Robinson turning now with Smith, Naslund, Nyland, and Lafleur broken up. Here's Goring. And he saw that he couldn't get a clear break. He cleared it over the other side to Carroll. Carroll playing it back to center, and it's gobbled up there by Nyland with Naslund. Drop pass, shot right on, rebound. And Potvin failed to clear it out. Now in on the corner board. Nyland still with it. It's picked up by Smith right on the front of Naslund. He didn't get much on that shot. And Smith covers up.
This is the third Montreal power play. They have not scored a power play goal in the hockey game. The Islanders have had 2 chances and scored the Janssen goal coming on their first try.
I think what's very important for the Montreal Canadiens, they have to get somebody in front of Billy Smith. They're avoiding the front of the net like the plague because I think they're worrying about the reputation of Billy Smith. You want to get him swinging. My goodness, you'll gladly take a little slash in the ankle if it's going to result in a goal. But as long as Smith can see it, he'll stop it. You have to start harassing him.
A minute and 15 seconds left in the Gilbert penalty. Canadiens Robinson going in for the shot. It was blocked. Now Robinson again. He whipped the shot in there right in front of backhand shot. An enormous save by Smith. Oh, Billy Smith came up in marvelous fashion. Canadiens with the best scoring opportunity. There's Robinson shooting it in there again. Shot, shoot, scores! Excellent pressure by the Canadiens, and finally they tie it up.
You know who the guy that started it all was? Number 20, Hunter. He finally was determined enough to get himself in front of that net, and Billy Smith had to make an excellent save. But let's watch the Canadiens on the power play getting that shot through from the point, and now Shuttle come in. Just strip the puck from Potvin, and boom, we're tied.
You know, interestingly enough on this play, Smith made a couple of glove grabs along the ice. This time he made a stick save. See him just threw it. He throws the rebound right up.
What I like about that play there, Dick, is the Canadiens have 3 men going for that loose puck in front of the net. That means you're hungry. And finally it pays off. But Hunter is the guy that's got it all going.
So Steve Shutt having an excellent playoff year. His 7th playoff goal this year.
A long shot by Nyland. Montreal now making changes. The score is tied at 1. Coming in on the right side is Bossy. Bossy trying to cut in front. Hamel stayed right with him and dumped him to the ice. We may have we got 2 penalties coming up here?
Tonelli and Carbonneau were involved, and it would appear from the way Bruce was waving and signaling they are both going to the penalty box, and that's exactly what happened. We've got a 1-1 hockey game. 7:07 left, first period.
Now, Canadiens starting out. Mondu at center with Gainey. In over the line, Mondu trying to hop in there, takes the shot. And it was blocked by Smith. We have Carbonneau off for roughing, and Tonelli off for roughing. The time, 12:53. Now chasing it to the right side is Captain Gainey in over the line. He takes a look. He lost it. It's recovered there. Here's Green. Green twisting and turning. At the line. Gainey has it knocked back into the center ice area. Bossy is on with Bossy up front for the Islanders. Canadiens are now making changes. They have Naslund on and Walters. Here's Goring in over the line, dropping it back to Gillies. There's their shot, and it was blocked by Green. That's something they were not doing too often on Saturday night, Gary. Blocking shots, but the Canadiens are blocking a lot of them tonight. Right now, they are in possession with 5 minutes and 52 seconds left in the opening period. Robinson starting out with Naslund, who takes the pass. In over the line, Naslund. He's very nifty with that puck. Still has it, but that time he made a mistake. Scoring was up under Chelios is going. Is it Chelios going on?
Yes, it is. He doesn't like the call. The Canadiens don't like the call.
I don't blame him.
Ooh, wait.
That's the best thing to a dive that I've ever seen.
Now, here it is. Now, the old television cliche, you be the judge. They call it hooking. Looked like pushing more than hooking. Chelios in the box. We have them. The teams are playing 5-a-side to start with. Canadiens did not like the call one little bit. And Chelios is now giving it to linesman Bob Hodges.
He's not the guy that called it, though.
He didn't make the call.
Well, again, folks, we have the benefit of a replay, but I don't know about that one.
So Jacques Lemaire calling over the 2 veterans and his 2 former teammates when he was a player. Larry Robinson and Bob Gainey, and now Hood telling Lemaire, get your act together and get your penalty killers on the ice. I don't think he's going to let Bobby Smith stay on. Lemaire wanted Smith out for the faceoff.
This is a situation that the Islanders relish, a 4-on-3, and look at the 4 guys that you can put out. Trottier and Bossy, the top 2 scorers in the hockey club, and then Potvin and Johnsson on the point. Canadiens will try to utilize that triangle. And if you want to watch puck movement and a setup, watch this Islander power play.
Now Bruce Hood holds things up as he skates over to the penalty timekeeper. Everything ticked off 1 second for some reason on the clock. When the penalty was called, 30 seconds remained on the Pinelli-Carbonneau penalties. Now it shows 29 seconds there and 1:59 on Chelios. There you see it. The 2-minute penalty to Chris Chelios hasn't started yet.
So we are ready. Face off to the left of Steve Penny. And now Hood is over there talking to Captain Gainey. Islanders, everybody up, and the Canadiens are going to get an opportunity to shoot it down the ice.
Danny, I can tell you what happened. They delayed the start of the clock for a second to catch up for whatever mistake was made.
And now the Islanders pour them into the center ice area. Trottier over to Potvin. Potvin over the line. Blasky's away over on this side. Johnsson to Potvin. Potvin getting set, shoots a big save. Here's Johnsson. Johnsson looking at Potvin. Johnsson getting set. There's the shot, and he was just wide. Gainey chopping it down the ice. Now we have one player only, that is Chelios in the penalty box, with Carbonneau and Pinelli back in circulation. And we have 1:10 left in the Chelios penalty. Islanders coming out, led by Johnsson. He swings it on that left side. Along the boards, Robinson gets it and shoots it down the ice.
Canadiens did an excellent job of standing up with that blue line. They're forcing the Islanders to shoot it in. The Islanders elect to carry it in. Consequently, the plays are broken up by Montreal.
Montreal again breaking it up, led this time by Naslund. Referee Bruce Hood ended up in on the penalty timekeeper. And the official PA announcer. Here's Robinson. Will he get an opportunity to clear it all the way out? No, it's along the board, but he gets some assistance from Mondeau. And we are down now to 22 seconds left in the Canadiens penalty. The Islanders won and the Canadiens won at center and over the line. Gilbert. Brent Sutter is getting in front. Lockley is out there too. Knocked off Sutter's stick. That was a good play by Green. Now into the corner. The Islanders, Gilbert getting it back to the line to Potvin over on this side. Chelios is under the penalty box. Here's Carbonneau. And as soon as Chelios came out of the penalty box, he made a play on the left side at the Canadiens line on the Islander, who was getting ready to drill his shot toward the Canadiens net. Now Boudelier comes out on that left side with Gilbert. The Islanders shooting it in there. Green in there for Montreal. Can't clear it out. A Rose right in front. Here's Boudelier shooting it, and it's blocked by Penny. Islanders almost took the lead there. The Islanders are buzzing around. They're trying to center it. Gilbert was knocked down here flatly, shooting it, stopped by Penny to the other side. And Shutt fails to hit Hunter, but he was very happy to clear it out of the Canadian zone because that was rather substantial pressure by the Islanders. Now Boudelier again shooting it in. Robinson striding in there. Laying it over on the far side. Tonelli has it with a funny shot! And a remarkable save by Penny on Goring. Here come the Canadiens. In over the line. That was the second gilt-edge scoring opportunity in this period for Goring, number 91 for the Islanders. We are down to 2 minutes and 12 seconds, the time remaining in the opening period. The score is tied at a goal. And this has been a hard-fought period of hockey. Robinson flattened his man Tonelli over on the other side. What a body check by Robinson.
I felt that one up here.
Let's see. Penalty for hooking.
Now the big bird in behind the play that time after the crunching check he threw it. John Tonelli. Here it is, Gary. Bring back memory.
You'll see Tonelli just trying to get by Naslund. Now watch this one. The stick goes flying up in the air. And that contact has been there all game. And then shortly afterwards, Robinson will get a penalty. And, you know, after each penalty, both teams have really complained quite a bit to referee Bruce Hood on the calls.
And there's the complaining after this one. Team captain Bob Gainey and the veteran referee Bruce Hood. Penalty happened behind the play. Goring was Robinson's victim. Chelios had the puck. Watch this. Down goes Butch. The hook on the arm just as the camera swung away. So with a minute 54 left in the period, the Islanders a man of the good.
You know, in their first power play opportunity, the Canadiens really didn't apply any pressure to the Islanders. They let them set up their power play and consequently got a goal scored against them. Since that time, they have been very aggressive in their forechecking and standing up at the blue line. They have to continue to do that.
And they'll have to do it, as you say, Gary, because the big guns out there for the Islanders. We have Trottier, Bossy, Gillies, Hoffman, and Janssen. Now the Islanders on the power play. Broken up at the line and then lugged in over the line by Bossy. Penny stopping it there. Right out in front it comes. Canadiens getting it finally. Bossy got all tied up. He was in too close and couldn't pick up that pass from Trottier. Minute and 20 seconds the time left in this the opening period. The Canadiens won and the Islanders won. Coming out slowly, Janssen, who has been a tower of power on the power play. It's centered in front. Loose puck to Gillies. He fired another shot. 2 saves there by Penny on Gillies and Bossy. 55 seconds left in the period. Islanders trying it again. Bossy is up at the line. He was straddling the line, reaching for the puck. Couldn't get it, otherwise he would have been home free had he been another half stride toward the far side at that line. Naslund forward checking along with Mondu. Here's Bossy in on the right side. Brent Sutter is up there. Good work by Naslund. Now the Islanders again. 22 seconds left. Gilbert is in over the line. Canadiens taking charge, and they dump it down the ice. The Islanders left at hustle to get another offensive thrust working before the end of the period. They're not going to do it, apparently. 5 seconds left, and that's going to be the end of the period.
Well, there's a lot of work for Carvin 7-0 gaining because of all the penalties, but the key to that period was the ability of Penny to bounce back. He made a lot of scintillating saves.
Coming up in just a moment or two, a conversation. Brian MacFarlane chatting with NHL President John Ziegler. We'll have highlights from Game 3.
Has to do standing there screaming. The poor goalie says, "Hey, where'd it go?"
Thank you, Howie. Let's go to the action. We go upstairs now.
Thank you, gentlemen. And as the second period begins, Larry Robinson of the Canadiens is in the penalty box. He has 6 seconds to serve. He went off for hooking at 18:06. It's a 1-1 tie. Johnsson for the Islanders, Shutt for Montreal, the goal scorer.
And the Islanders now just have 2 seconds remaining on the power play. They shoot it in there. Robinson is out of the penalty box. It comes to the point. Potvin, a shot. And it was wide. Now the Islanders keeping it in. Over on the other side, there's a shot. And again, Potvin was stopped by Penny. And it's over the glass. While the Islanders, of course, were elated with the 5-2 victory on Saturday night. The glow and the glory of that victory faded quickly in the face of reality. As Trottier said today, he said that victory on Saturday night fades into insignificance if we do not win tonight. And he said, I say that because if we lose tonight and we go into their building down 3-1 on Thursday, we're up against it. Do you agree with that, Mr. Dornhoff? There's Boudelier taking a shot. A low drive was gloved easily by Penny. Forechecking Goring. Along with Dwayne and Gillies, and the Canadiens starting out on a slap shot to the corner by Tremblay. Here is Moore. Moore looking at Gillies. He fires it in there. Gillies going in. Back pass is loose in front. And the Canadiens clear it. Canadiens have been clearing in front of Penny much more effectively tonight, Gary.
Well, you don't want to give up that second shot, and everybody seems to be in position. They're playing with a lot more discipline than they did the last game.
Here is Goring centering it, and that was actually a giveaway with Smith. Picking it off and clearing it to center. Boudelier firing it ahead. And it's over the glass. We've played 1 minute and 15 seconds into the second period. Each team with a goal.
Well, there is Mark Hunter. As Gary mentioned, he was the player who started the play that led to the Montreal goal by Steve Shutt. He missed 58 regular season games with that recurring knee injury of his, an injury that he first suffered in a collision with his brother Dale in a Montreal-Quebec game. But he's been a feisty little guy, and he has contributed greatly in the playoffs.
The Canadiens again going with 5 defensemen tonight. The Islanders started with 6. Now, we haven't seen Langevin return. We'll still try to get you a medical report. He left the ice near the end of the first period with a shoulder injury.
He's out there now.
There he is.
Trottier, an interception to Tonelli over on this side. Here's Flatley, taken out of the play by Robinson. Canadiens can't clear it out. Good block there by defenseman Chelios. Here's Tonelli from the corner, centering it with an off the leg. And the Canadiens are going to wheel it into the center ice area led by Nyland. Maybe a drop pass to Chelios. There it is, and the pass, after being taken, was shot off the leg. Starting down on the left side, Trottier. Flatley taken out of the play, and Robinson in possession for Montreal. Long left wing pass. Naslund. Naslund over on the other side. A shot taken by Walter, but he was almost at an impossible angle. Here come the Islanders, twisting and turning it over the line. Flatley is going in there, and he fired it wide. That was an excellent opportunity for the Islanders. Now the Canadiens are going to try the lead pass by Lafleur's way offside.
So the fast pace continues early in the second period. The game is tied 1-1.
Face off outside the Islanders line. 2 minutes and 24 seconds have gone by, and this is the second period. Score tied at a goal. Here's Potvin into the center ice area. The pass and the move by Potvin went off Lafleur's skate. Lafleur in over the line, draped out of the play by number 25, Billy Carroll, seeing his first service in this game in the series. Here's Lafleur getting set. He fired it. Another shot. Another shot. 3 big saves. Here's Nystrom. However, Green beats into the puck and clears it on the left side. What glorious scoring opportunities for the Canadiens. And that's why Billy Smith is categorized as one of the all-time great clutch goaltenders. Down the ice it goes, and it is icing against the Islanders.
Now, Guy Lafleur started that flurry. He has not scored a goal in his last 24 games, nor has he scored a goal in his last 15 playoff games. In that latter regard, you go back to the series against Quebec 2 years ago. Gary, here's the Billy Smith moment right here.
Look at the position that Smith had. Not only does he make the initial save, but on the rebound by Lafleur, he was in position to also make that save. But then on the third try, you know, the Canadiens could have scored a goal. That's very uncharacteristic of the New York Islanders to give that second shot, let alone the third shot. You know, the matchups, gentlemen, Carbonneau against Trottier, that has been going on every series. Arbor trying to keep them away, and Jacques Lemaire trying to keep that matchup intact.
Now the Islanders up on the right side. Dwayne Sutter couldn't get anywhere. That time you had the defenseman Ludwig moving up. You have Chelios and Ludwig at center. A change for Montreal up front as Morrow swings to the right side and cleared it in there. Penny, who always helps his defenseman, stopped it. Chelios was bodied and knocked to the ice by Dwayne Sutter. He's taken in on the boards by Ludwig. And gloved pass is the reason why the play is stopped.
That was interesting. Bruce Hood waved off the play, but John D'Amico called it. So,
no, just to explain that one step further, how you match up. You know, the Canadiens know exactly who they have to play against. So if the man you're supposed to be watching is on the ice, you're on the bench, you're looking for the man that you have to replace to take his place. So you'll look for that, and you'll see a lot of teams changing on the fly. I mean, this has been going on in all 4 games.
There's Dave Langevin. Every playoff year, it seems, there's a player who continually gets injured and yet keeps coming back and toughing it out, and I think we have the perfect example right here in Langevin. Left the ice in the first period. Thought the Islanders sagged a bit, Gary, after that, but he's back here in the second.
Now here's Hunter, a good pass to Smith on the backhand. Kicked out by Billy Smith. Ludwig shooting it back in there, and it's gobbled up by the Islanders. Ad-libbing his way down on the right side. Morrow to Goring. Now into the corner. Gillies getting it back to Morrow, and he shot it toward the corner area. Gillies behind the net. Canadiens coming up with it. Chelios wrapped it off the glass. Here's Morrow shooting it back there. It went off the skate, and it was grabbed quickly by Penny, who is back in his old-time form tonight.
And it's tied 1-1. Tonight's game coming to you from Long Island.
Lining up for the face-off to the left of Penny. That is Trottier going in against Carbonneau, who got the draw to Hamel, who scoots around the net, having difficulty against Trottier. Robinson now will get an opportunity to move it out for Montreal. And it goes down the ice. No, I think that hit a stick. Langevin is back in circulation, almost lost it there. Then he's bumped by Gainey. They get a whistle and a face-off to the right of Billy Smith.
And every time Langevin goes into the boards or glass like that, Gary, you have to wonder about the shoulder.
Well, he has taken a lot of punishment. That's 2 good hits against him. And, you know, when you know a guy's hurting, you're going to make sure that you explore that area. Again, Langevin showed that he can take a hit and take a lot of punishment.
So they line up for the face-off. You know, the Islanders, having won the Stanley Cup the last 4 years, you would think you would find somewhere in the ranks a degree of complacency. Al Arbor says there is not an iota of complacency on my team. And that stems, I would think, from the consuming desire they want to tie the Canadiens for 5 Stanley Cups.
Winning becomes so contagious, doesn't it?
Yeah, and very pleasant when you take those checks to the bank after Stanley Cup last.
That's right. Buys a lot of boats and cars, furs, jewelry.
Now Canadiens fail to get the draw. There is young Deneen, who was so impressive in the game on Saturday night. Brent Sutter swings it over on the other side to Trottier off a stick, and it goes to the Islanders bench.
Well, Craig Ludwig, one of the Americans on the Canadiens defense, along with Chris Chelios, through his second complete season in the National Hockey League. Doesn't get all that much attention, former University of North Dakota player, but does the job every night and has just sort of settled in to the Canadian scheme of things. I don't think he's missed a shift in 2 years.
The score is tied at a goal. There is Denis pumping a shot into the corner. Penny alertly watches it, left it there for Ludwig, and his pass. No negotiation there. Goes to center. Potvin to Bossy. Goring is going into the Canadiens. They have 5 players strewn across the blue line there, Gary. Now they're at the line, and again, penetration very difficult. Potvin a shot. But that was taped all the way by Penny. Here's Bossy in the corner trying to swing it out. On the boards, they go in for possession. Bossy getting set. And it's blocked in front of the net by Ludwig. And the Canadiens into the center ice area led by Carbonneau. He's in over the line. Carbonneau is swung around. Knocked down. Potvin is going to get a penalty.
Guy Carbonneau has been injured. He hit the ice awfully heavily. And there you see Carbonneau. I think the injury came on the fall, I believe. Again, it's hard to tell. Potvin gets the penalty. And it's a hooking call.
The Canadiens can ill afford to lose Carbonneau. He has been such a courageous performer, and the battle that Trottier and Carbonneau have had in this series, unforgettable.
You know, just before this, the rush by the Canadiens up the ice, I thought Mike Bossy did something that was a bit uncharacteristic. As we look at Carbonneau being attended to by Gaétienne Lefebvre of the Canadiens training staff. He didn't have a chance at the shot, but he took it anyway. He was well covered. Almost a little panicky right there, instead of waiting like he often does to set it up. All right, now let's take a look at what happened to Guy Carbonneau on the hooking call on Denis Potvin. Is it when he hit the boards? Oh, yes. But he is up now and making his way to the Montreal bench.
So Potvin is in the penalty box for hooking in. The Canadiens have an excellent opportunity on the power play. Robinson over the other side to Chelios. And his pass for Smith into the corner, Langevin. He seems to be favoring an injury, Langevin. He played it very gently. Now it's Naslund. Naslund getting set back in there into the corner, and Langevin is going to be able to clear it. No, Robinson knocked it down. Over on this side, a bad pass to Naslund. Now behind the net, Nyland trying to get a drop. He dropped it behind. Langevin gets another opportunity. And we'd like to welcome those who have been watching the Edmonton and Minnesota game. We're at Long Island, 13-19 left in the second period. The score is tied at a goal. Johnson for the Islanders. Schuck for Montreal. The Canadiens on the power play. Robinson's pass is clear to the line, not out. Chelios handing it off to Smith, back to Naslund. Here's Naslund. In front of the net is Nyland. Naslund still has it. Back to the line to Robinson. He cleared it in there. That was a screen shot, but Smith was in front of it. Now Smith of Montreal getting it back to Naslund. Robinson has it. Canadiens not getting many good chances. There's a shot. Loose puck in front. It's cleared, and the Islanders unit down the ice. And we have 32 seconds left in the penalty to Potvin. Robinson leading the attack in slow, deliberate fashion. Feeds the pass over to Chelios. Hunter is going in on the right side. He's out there with Mondeau. Shot is there too. Robinson blocked it. Here's Robinson handing it off for Green. He had difficulty. Mondeau right in front of shot. Backhand shot. It goes high into the air. Fighting furiously for it is Hunter. Now Mondeau. Mondeau getting it back to Robinson. The penalty has expired. And the Islanders get it out over the line. Robinson bumping with Gilbert. On the left side. Boudelier is cutting in on the left side. And the shot goes off Green stick over the glass.
Well, a fair amount of pressure. Larry Robinson the key man on the point position, but the Islanders hang on. Well, it's 1-1 here, and we can tell the viewers who have been watching this game that at the end of one at the Sports Center of Bloomington, Minnesota, the Oilers and the North Stars are scoreless. I'm Dick Irvin with Danny Gallivan, Gary Dornhofer, and Brian MacFarlane, along with Howie Meeker, here at the Nassau Coliseum, where the fans at Total Harbor of the Islanders realize that should the home team lose tonight, they will go into Montreal Thursday down 3-1 and one game away from elimination and the end of their drive for 5. This has been a good, solid, very intense hockey game.
And they line up to the right of Penny. Shots on goal. 13-13. There's Potvin shooting it in. Penny squeezes it. You know, there's Mr. Penny. You talk about it.
Well, Steve Penny came in here tonight after the much discussed taking him out the other night, which really wasn't all that serious. And he has shown, Gary Dornhofer, that he hasn't worried one little bit about it the way he's played this evening.
And that's what amazes me about a youngster who only played 4 regular season games. And here he is after being shelled for 5 goals, has just come back and stoned the Islanders. I thought in that first period he made 4 excellent saves where the Islanders could conceivably be ahead 3 or 4 goals.
And right now, New York with everybody up at the point. Here's Potvin, a screen shot. There it is. And it's off the leg. Looked into the center ice area by Gainey. They crisscross Trombley and Gainey in the pass back out over the line. The Islanders give it away. And Green back in for Trombley. Mixing it up with Potvin into the corner. Crozier, a good solid body check on Carbonell. They're beginning to lay the body on with authority. Carbonell flicked it in over the line. Deneen ahead to Flatley into Montreal territory, swept away by Green. Now here's Canelli. He's under danger right out in front. And Crozier couldn't control it. Didn't get much shot. It was shot away and it was wide. We're down to 10 minutes. And 45 seconds remaining in the second period. Here is Walter stepping in, taken into the play by Baudelaire. And the Islanders with Flatley. They clear it ahead. Green shooting it back into New York territory. There's Deneen sliding the pass to Baudelaire. A couple of youngsters combining. Baudelaire rammed it off the leg. Green is in there to pick it up. Have been defending much better tonight, getting that puck out of their own zone. There it is, right in front. And a roll wide with Smith going down.
And Smith lost a glove and a stick, as you see it there. Somebody else broke a stick. Quite a scene right at the Islanders' goal crease. So 5 seconds short of the halfway mark of regulation time. It's still a 1-1 tie.
Salivates when they mention a playoff pressure game. He says, give me my pads and give me my stick. I want to be there. Now at the line, shot back in. Over on the right side, Janssen. Less than 10 minutes left in the second period. Brent Sutter along with Bossy and Goring. But the Islanders are going to make changes. Now chasing it, Robinson, wrapping himself around Robinson was Sutter. Now the Islanders, here's Janssen getting set for the shot. Rebound, and out in front. And the Canadiens, Carbonell blocked that on the left side. Captain Gainey getting it back to Trombley, who tried to swing it back into Gainey, and it went off Morrow's stick. Here come the Islanders. Bossy on the right side, a backhand shot off the glove of Penny. Gilbert had that good scoring opportunity. The Canadiens bouncing back with Lafleur. Lafleur around the net trying to center it, and he overskated it. Here's Morrow, just getting rid of it down the icicles. There'll be no icing on. That flip shot down the ice. Here's McPhee and over the line. McPhee working hard against Gilbert. Lafleur over the other side to Ludwig, and it's blocked. Now Deneen, ahead to Goring. Goring speeding in on the left side. Fires one. Knee high. Actually an easy chance for Penny because Goring had to let it go from fairly well up.
You notice when Penny blocked that shot, it went in between his pant and the pad. He took off his trapper and grabbed it in his bare hand. You know, the Islanders have proven through the years that they can play any style. A skating game, a hitting game. They elected to go to the hitting game today. But what impresses me is the Canadiens have matched them hit for hit. Now watch Penny makes a save. He's got it caught in between the pant and the pad. He takes off the glove just to make sure.
8 minutes and 32 seconds left. Here come the Islanders. Deneen, a shot. Those screen shots are being blocked in front of Penny and in front of Smith. In other words, we're getting a lot of action in that area, in the slot area, in front of the goalie. Now on the boards, Hunter. To the other side, Smith is going to be able to move it out for the Canadiens. He gets it ahead. In over the line. Hamel was shot back. The shot trying to get in there. He was knocked off the puck. Here come the Islanders. Dean up on the left side to Carroll. And taking him out of the play was Ludwig. They're executing the fundamentals of hockey very well, both teams. They're finishing their checks. They're playing the man instead of the puck. There are very few mistakes. They're shot with a shot. Off a stick and over the glass.
The Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Long Island. And the fans here at the Nassau Coliseum booing the notice that goes up on the clock. This is Bruce's 110th playoff game, top to the all-time list. No salute for that milestone for Hood tonight, Danny.
Well, officials have a very difficult time of it. But by and large, I subscribe to their proficiency. There's a nice thing. You know, it's May the 1st and the Canadiens are playing hockey. Who would have thought of that back at the end of the regular schedule? And they're playing it well. It's a different type of hockey Montreal is playing, of course. It's not a club that features the flow and the fluidity, speed, and precision passing, culminating in goals that they used to score effortlessly. Right now they have to work hard. Forwards coming back and be patient.
That's what the game is all about, the ability to outwork your opponent, and both teams have shown the ability to do just that, Danny.
Green takes a shot and he wrapped it off Trottier's leg. Nyland tried to set up Trottier, but the wily Trottier got away from the intended check. Now coming in offside are the Islanders. 7:13 left in the second period.
This program is copyrighted strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition, in whole or in part, without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
I really believe that that two-day layoff for both teams helped the Canadiens more than it did the Islanders. Have a chance to watch films, look at the mistakes that were made that resulted in goals. Jacques Lemaire has again prepared his team in such an excellent fashion, and they've gone back to the basics that they did in games 1 and 2.
Okay, Gary Dornhofer, if Edmonton wins tonight and this series goes 7 games, Edmonton will be off for 10 days. What will that mean? We'll talk about it later. Right now, the Canadiens coming back in on the left side. And there's the whistle. I remember in '66, the Canadiens were off for 10 days. Finally, when they played Detroit, and it opened in Montreal, they lost the first 2 games, but then they won 4.
Well, that could happen, Danny, because you've been away from it for a while. You don't practice the same way you do in a game. You don't work as hard, and you're thinking about other things. Players, they would rather have a day off and go right at it. Another day off and keep playing. Well, the intensity and the emotion is there.
And we have, as you coin it, intensity and emotion in this game. There is another whistle. So we're getting a fair frequency of whistles at this juncture. So that slows it up. But I think we need it. It was too high a pitch.
Well, I can't remember having seen a couple of teams dish out as many checks and as many hits as we have tonight. I mean, the players are paying the price, standing in front, going in the corners, getting a shot on net. After they shoot the puck, whammo, they're being hit with solid checks.
And there are 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second period. Nystrom, who has not been a prominent playoff figure this year, and he generally is, Got it to Tonelli, over to Deneen on the other side, and Potvin will slash it in there away wide. Tonelli has the score tied at a goal. Nystrom around the net. Tied up by Robinson. Good work by Nystrom. Tonelli behind the net. He tried to get it in front. Tonelli gets it again. Twists and turns. Pinching in is Deneen. He took a body check from Turnbull. And the Canadiens fail to clear it out. Now Montreal on the left side. Turnbull against Deneen. Turnbull knocked to the ice by Nystrom. Here is Hungarian over the line. The spin right in front of Robinson. And he almost landed on it. Beautiful execution on the passing by the Canadiens. Penalty coming up. Tonelli having words with Turnbull. Now Nystrom moves in.
Tonelli drawing a penalty on the first call by Hood. He is going to the penalty box. Well, at 14:03 in the second period of a 1-1 hockey game, Gary John Tonelli gets called high sticking.
I don't think Tonelli should have complained about that, but he did to referee Bruce Hood. The stick was up, a vicious check against Turnbull, and again the Canadiens are in the power play. Both teams have scored a power play goal, and with the checking as close as it is, the team that makes that mistake, that 3-on-2, that 2-on-1, we haven't seen that in tonight's game. Both, I mean, the teams have played with such discipline. The concentration is there. You know that the coaching of both teams is excellent.
So they line up for the face-off. Montreal on the power play. They have Walter out there along with Naslund, Nyland, Green, and Chelios. Let's see. We're going to have another visitation apparently to the penalty box.
And it's Chris Nyland who goes to the penalty box just 6 seconds after the Tonelli penalty began. So let's leave this very hectic moment here at the Nassau Coliseum and check in with Jim Robson for a report on the Edmonton, Minnesota game from Bloomington.
Number 30, Chris Nyland.
Here at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. At this time, I'd like to welcome the viewers of the Islanders-Canadiens playoff game. Here, we're early in the second period, 4.5 minutes gone. There's no score. Meloche and Fiora, the goaltenders. The shots are 12-9 in Edmonton's favor. There's only been 3 minor penalties, 2 of them to Minnesota. The North Stars have dressed 7 defensemen and have used 3 defensemen on the ice quite often.
Referee Bruce Hood calling 2 penalties in quick order here in this one. Chris Nyland has gone off for roughing only 6 seconds after the Canadiens started a power play with Tonelli in the box.
We talked about discipline. That was a little lack of discipline. You cannot afford to take a penalty like that when you're on the power play, a chance to give that go-ahead goal.
Well, what you're saying is that penalty did not ooze of intelligence or practicality by Nyland.
Very well put.
So they're playing 5 aside. And the score tied at a goal. Down the ice it goes. The Montreal call for icing. We're down to 5:37 to play in the second period.
They say the Islanders this year have scored 2 life-saving goals. This man got one of them to win the series against the Rangers in the deciding 5th game. The other, Anders Keller, in Game 2 against Washington. Had the Islanders lost that game, they would have been down 2-0 to the Capitals. So they have managed to stay alive in the drive for 5. But it's not easy, obviously, right here against Montreal.
So the Canadiens get the draw, and Green takes a look and decides to lug it out and then pass it to Carbonneau. Carbonneau is nifty, is shifty. There's the shot right on. There's an example of the cleverness of Carbonneau. See him get in behind the defenseman.
Oh, that was an excellent move. It looked like he was going to go around Morrow to the outside. As he was cutting to the center, let the wrist shot go, and Smith had to be very sharp on that play. Excellent move by Guy Carbonneau.
Gary, after the Saturday night game, well, here it is, Gary.
I like that. All of a sudden, just turn, and in one motion, use Morrow as a screen right through the legs.
After that Saturday night game, a lot of people said, well, it was the first time in the playoffs the Canadiens have been victimized by 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 3-on-1s breakaways. And they have closed that particular part of their defensive play, at least so far here tonight.
Now here's Ludwig winding up for the shot wide by 4 or 5 feet. Now Green can't hold it in. However, gets gets back there. And he saved a breakaway by Sutter. Now Sutter gets a second opportunity to Trottier. Over to Papa, and a shot blocked. Here's Naslund. Naslund breaking down. Naslund going in on goal. He's hauled down. And Deneen is going out. And I would think you'd have to say...
Penalty shot.
That was a good penalty.
Oh, boy, isn't this what it's all about? I love it.
A penalty shot has been awarded to Canadiens' Max Naslund.
I said that it was a good penalty before I got the indication it was a penalty shot.
Well, Al Arbor doesn't think it was a good call. You know, the speed of Naslund made that possible. He just pulled away from everybody. Let's watch it again as Deneen's coming back. And there's the hook.
Now, of course, the rule there is, was the player in complete possession of the puck, and would he have had a clear shot on goal?
I believe he would have.
All right, let's go to Bruce Hood, obviously.
So a very, very dramatic and exciting moment here at the Coliseum in Long Island with the score tied at a goal. We're going to have the penalty shot. And
what's he going to do? Is he going to shoot or deke him? Right, you call it right now.
I say he'll go in for a deke him.
I do too. Dick?
No comment.
Okay, we'll soon find out. Here is Naslund. Keep your eye on him. Smith is coming out. Naslund going in, and he's stopped by Smith.
Well, there we see the standing ovation from over 15,000 for Billy Smith. And Gary, sometimes yes, sometimes no. A penalty shot can be an awfully big psychological edge, however it comes up.
I think that has to uplift the Islander players to no end. And Billy Smith, time and time again, has saved the bacon for his teammates. And again, it looked like very nonchalant on Smith's part. But why go to the backhand? I don't know. He was trying to go through that 5-hole, but you notice how Smith took that stick, placed it right down between the legs, and made the save.
Face off in Islanders territory. They start out. Here's Gainey romping in on the right side. Gainey trying to get in front, back to the point. Chelios is closing in, and he fired it wide. Now Gainey trying to get it in on the board, scoring along with Carbonell. Robinson over the other side, and Chelios going in with a shot. Big save by Smith. Pressure by the Canadiens. They are playing 5-a-side. Islanders trying to get out. Now Potvin goes back to get some skating room into the center ice area. Up to Goring at the line. And Canadiens are making changes. Carbonell, good pass to Shutt. Shutt gathering speed coming in on the left side. Chopkin's shot, and he didn't miss by much. Now it's Shutt failing to pick it up behind the net. Kennelly is back on the ice. Nyland has 3 seconds. Canadiens are going to kill off this penalty. And now Nyland is back in circulation. Here come the Islanders in there. Billy Carroll knocked in on the boards right in front of Bossy. There's a shot. Big save by Penny. And the Islanders almost took the lead there. There's the left wing pass, and Shutt is not going to be able to get it. Morrow has it. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second period. Morrow over the line. Shot. Rebound. Down it goes right in front of us. They score!
Mike Bossy gets the goal, but Gary, it was an absolutely super play on the part of Ken Morrow.
Well, it resulted because of a bad line change by the Montreal Canadiens. But I thought Penny played that very poorly, not controlling the rebound. They allowed a big one. The Islanders gained possession, and Mike Bossy is paid to score goals. And that's exactly what he does in this play. Morrow follows up. when he's on the seat of his pants and shovels it out to Bossy. And when you give Bossy the opportunity, you face off at center ice.
So in the space of a couple of minutes, we've had the Canadiens unable to score in a penalty shot, and the Islanders, Mike Bossy, giving his team a 2-1 lead.
16:30, the time of the goal by Bossy, and the Islanders are leading 2-1. When it looked a couple of minutes ago as if they would be trailing 2-1 when the Canadiens were awarded that penalty shot. But Smith made the save, and then the Islanders coming back with Bossy. Boudelier dropping it back. There's a shot wide. Bossy over on the other side, playing it to the boards. And Smith has it for Montreal with Hunter on the right side. Here's Hunter shooting it, and the angle was severe. Islanders 2 and the Canadiens 1. Back after it goes to Mel. Out to center to Smith. They head to Gainey, and it is offside.
So we have 2.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Islanders 2, Montreal 1. Spectacular NHL Awards Night, Monday, June 4th at 8 on CBC television. We talked a lot about Mike Bossy getting only one shot on goal in the first 2 games of Montreal, Gary. He has a goal in each of the 2 games here. There's the big play by Morrow.
You know, you talk about second efforts, don't you? And there was one by Morrow. You notice Penny was deep in his net. That gave the angle to Mike Bossy, and had an easy time of it, putting it in on the far side.
New York 2, Montreal 1. We're into the final 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the second period. Now Johnson getting it over to Potvin. Gillies couldn't pick it up, and the Canadiens knock it out. Here is Nyland at the line, and a rising shot nowhere near the net. And Smith corrals it.
So let's go back to what's happening, see what's happening between the Oilers and the North Stars. And in Bloomington, here is Jim Robson.
Now play in the Minnesota zone. Jackson coming in front. He scores!
What a goal.
Jackson, 1-0 Edmonton.
That is what a play by Donnie Jackson. I'll tell you what, Chico, there's a guy that shouldn't be doing that stuff. That's unbelievable. You talk about a team with some offense, and look what happened. Big Jackson on a 2-on-2. He gives Maxwell a little fake, freezes him to the inside, and goes outside and brought that thing in like a forward would and tucked it underneath Joe Malash. What a super play by the...
Lining up for the face-off to the left of Smith. Canadiens with Ludwig and Chelios up. Chelios has had a lot of opportunities to fire a good shot tonight, but he's had the volume, but accuracy has been a bit deficient. But he has been a standout, number 24 for the Canadiens in the playoffs. As Brent Sutter, another standout for the Islanders, comes in. He played it in front. It bounces in there. And Penny was there. Some shoving. Smith is the Montreal player, and the Islanders player is Tonelli. Tonelli is a great competitor, Gary.
Well, he works all the time, and he showed it in playoffs over the years how important he is to the Islander Hockey Club. There's no such word as quit as far as Tonelli's concerned.
That scoring play, Bossy is 6 from Morrow at 16:40, and in Minnesota, the Don Jackson goal has given Edmonton a 1-0 lead over the North Stars. The Oilers can wrap that one up with a win tonight.
Gentlemen, the goal by Mike Bossy, an example of how important line changes are. The Canadiens did make a good line change. That allowed the Islanders that skating room. The defense had to back in, and the result ended up in a goal.
So it's only the astute eye of an analyst of Dornhofer's caliber that would pick that up. That's why they're paying you so much. Now into the corner, Chelios gets it to the line. Let's see, it didn't come out. In any case, the Canadiens are going to lug it to center. Comley shot it in, and 1.5 minutes the time left in the second period. 1 goal in this period by Bossy, a master goal scorer. And the Islanders leading 2-1. And they're going to keep it in, led by Boudelier. He flipped it in there. Canadiens finally coming up with it. Into the center ice area, it's Walter. Head down, in over the line. Walter trying to to feed it in front. Intercepted by Mora. 1 minute left in the period. Up on the left side, Tonelli. He's out there with Trotsky and Flatley. Flatley, the graduate of the University of Wisconsin from the Olympic team, has been a solid performer. There he is coming in now, chasing that puck into the corner, trying to center it. Robinson jammed his man Gilbert in on the board. Loose puck in front. Flatley. Now it comes back to Johnsson, a screen shot. And the loose puck to the side of the net, in on the board. Bodies are falling all over the place, and it's called because of a glove pass with 26 seconds left.
Now that's something that the Islanders are doing a lot better than the Canadiens. They're jamming the front of the net. They're making life absolutely miserable for Penny. And that's, I still believe, something that the Canadiens have to do a lot better job of. Get the traffic in front of the goaltender. I don't think the Canadian forwards are willing to pay that price against Billy Smith.
Penny a bit lucky there. He had lost sight of the puck. You could tell as he was still looking down when it was bouncing high above him, and it dropped just wide of the goalpost. You know, one thing that I figure is my job in this crew, gentlemen, is to watch John Tonelli, because just because the play seems over, if he's away from where the puck is, don't take your eye off him, because if there's a Canadian near him, there's going to be something happen. He is something else tonight, boy. So there he is, taking a swig out of the water jug.
They'd never have this game going were it not for Tonelli against Pittsburgh, when it appeared as if they were going to be eliminated.
Or in the first period against the Rangers in Game 4 in that series this year. Oh, third period, rather.
Now Potvin clearing it in there. Brent Sutter is knocked to the ice. Hunter getting it out to Gainey, coming down. Carbonneau moving up on the play. Good body check by Potvin on Hunter. Canadians with a loose puck in front. Now penalty coming up. There's a weak shot. Islanders are going to get a penalty. I believe it might be Johnsson.
It comes with 6 seconds left here in the second period. And Johnsson goes to the box. And it's a hooking foul, Gary. Big traffic jam right here on Gainey.
Right in front, Gainey would have had an excellent chance with Billy Smith on his stomach there, just to lift it over his body for the tying goal. So a penalty like that, as far as Al Arbour is concerned, that is a good penalty to take. It saved the goal.
So we have a half dozen seconds left. However, a valuable 6 seconds as far as the Canadians are concerned. They're on the power play, and the face-off, as you can see, is in the Islanders zone. Montreal with 4 players on the line at the face-off. Just 1 player back at the blue line. That's Chelios. Goring was a bit fractious. Now it's back to Chelios. There's his shot. Lafleur has it over in front. There's the shot. Big save by Smith on Walter. And Billy Smith was there again that time on Walter with 1 second to go.
Well, again, the goaltenders are supplying some superlatives. And in fact, we've run out of superlatives to describe the way they're playing. Smith and Penny, what a battle.
So the Islanders, who want to even this series, they don't want to go back to the Forum Thursday, down 3-1, leave the ice here in the second period. And they have the...
Bosty getting the goal at 16:40 in the second period. Montreal out shooting the Islanders 11-8. So in the penalty box, we have number 3, Johnsson, with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining. The Islanders are leading by 2-1, and the Canadiens getting their power play organized, led by Robinson. Robinson going right in on the line, gives it to Naslund, going in for the shot, and a great glove grab by Billy Smith. That was a sizzling, rising shot, and Smith wrapped it.
I love the play that Robinson made, that change of pace, was able to penetrate over that blue line, turn a few players inside out and set up Naslund. But the stumbling block again, number 31, Billy Smith. There's Robinson. Notice how he just put the perfect pass on Naslund. Naslund, everything he has into that shot. Sure, it looked like a great save, but you notice nobody in front. Smith could see it all the way. He's supposed to make those saves.
Minute and 39 seconds, the time left in the penalty. Canadians, everybody up, and the Islanders get the draw. And Captain Potvin will get an opening got it out, and it's propelled down the ice by Brent Sutter. One of the Sutters from Viking, Saskatchewan. That's in Saskatchewan, isn't it, Dick? That's your territory. Now here's Naslund in over the line. Naslund putting on the break. He lost it. And the Islanders take their time, and that's Brent Sutter again sending Montreal back down the ice. Haller is up there now as the penalty killer. Naslund coming up with it ahead. It goes on the wing to Chelios down with Mondu. Mondu is hopping in there. Couldn't pick it up. And Potvin shoots it down the ice. So aside from that play by Robinson to Naslund, the Canadiens have done nothing on the power play. Now they're coming in offside with 45 seconds left.
Steve Shutt with the lone Montreal goal tonight on the power play, as you saw during replay in our intermission. Johnson and Fossey had scored for New York. The Canadiens down by 1. They have 45 seconds left on this particular power play.
Dick, the Islanders always been a very good club, one-on-one situations. As we look at that score, the Edmonton Oilers ahead of the North Stars. That's in Minnesota in the third period. Oilers looking for a sweep.
And the Canadiens looking for a goal. They are behind by 1. Islanders 2 and the Canadiens 1. A minute and 9 seconds have gone by in the third period, but the important statistic on the clock as we read it, 39 seconds left in the penalty to Johnson. Canadians trying to get some pressure with the odd man advantage. So far they have not been successful. And they'll not do it this time with Gilbert coming down with Goring. Goring in over the line. He'll play it back. And that'll lead up a fair number of seconds in possession. Boudelier. And he shoots it into the center ice area. Green up for Hunter. Now the Canadiens in on the line. Mondu taking on the play. Hunter jammed over the play by Morrow. And Gilbert shoots it down the ice. So the Canadiens power play. It is now an expiration of the penalty to Johnson. The Canadiens power play, all in all, was very anemic. Now here's Chelios trying to center it. He was in there too far. Naslund with it. Naslund around the net. Backhand shot. It went to the far side. Here come the Islanders. Colorful Tonelli. In over the line. Tonelli centered right out. He's got goal. Get in.
Somebody to pass it to, and Dineen, when he realized that nobody was covering, just moved in from his right point position, and away he goes. Looked like Penny was going down before the shot was even taken down.
And also he had trouble with Flatley in front of the net. Watch that, number 8, look at that, right in front of the goaltender, who floundered a bit, as you say, and dropped on the shot.
Good observation, Dick, and again, that's 2 goals that the Islanders have scored. Somebody has been in front of Penny.
Now the Islanders coming in again. Ludwig finally knocks Tonelli to the ice. He gets up quickly. Now the Islanders with Trottier in front. Back it goes to the line. A shot by Dineen. The rebound of Flatley. Here's Flatley into the corner for Tonelli. Tonelli trying to get it in front of his block. Tonelli gets it again. Right out in front of the Canadiens starting out. Here's Hunter coming down with Shutt. In over the line. A Hunter, a pass to Smith. He has to go to the corner for it. Now off the board. Hunter making a move. He's up into the penalty coming up to Potvin. Hooking will be the charge.
From Long Island, this is Stanley Cup 84 on CBC. The Islanders have drawn 8 minor penalties in the game. The Canadiens 6. Number 8 for New York, Kenny Potvin. Right here, Gary.
Well, there's the trip. Potvin tried to let go, but it was too late. And I guess if you're going to get back in the contest, you better do it right now in the power play.
I would think that would have to be almost a must for Montreal. Now breaking out, in over the line. Keller, Robinson racing up, leading a four-man attack at the line, and swept away, and Shutt brings it in. Here is Shutt. Shutt is shot. Puck is loose in front. Morrow failed to clear it out. Here's Shutt with a shot, rebound right in front, and the Islanders clear it down the ice.
Now the Canadiens have tried different combinations on defense. First Robinson playing the point, then Lafleur, then mixing it up, trying to get something going where they can come up and put some good pressure on the Islanders.
Now it's Monduo hopping in on that right side, jammed in on the boards. Walters clearing it back to Robinson. Robinson over the other side to Lafleur. Lafleur shoots it wide. Into the corner it goes. Monduo. Walters is bumped there by Morrow. Canadiens with it. Here's Shutt ducking away from a check. Shutt trying to get it back. Turns around in the corner. Shutt getting it to Robinson. Robinson getting set. Hands it off. Monduo to Lafleur. A shot blocked in front by Morrow. Penalty coming up. Islanders will take. Cross-checking.
It comes with 42 seconds left in the Dennis Potvin penalty. And the Islanders will now play 2 men short. What a break this might be, Gary, for the Montreal Canadiens. Brent Sutter gets called cross-checking.
Now let's see if we can pick it up right from behind against Guy Lafleur. And the right hand of referee Bruce Hood comes up. So Sutter will go to the box. 2-man advantage. Danny, you thought they should score before. They better score now.
Well, so far, I think the game, you'd have to sum it up in 2 different ways. The break that they got when Naslund failed to score gave them a lift, and Canadiens' inability to score in the power play.
So Al Arbor calls a timeout right here. With 4.5 minutes gone in this third period, his team leading by 2. So Al Arbor trying to cool things out a bit, Gary, for his team. Give them a bit of a break. Quite a moment right here.
Now there's Sutter and Potvin. They will be very nervous for the next 42 seconds at least when Potvin will come to the ice. I always felt when you have a 2-man advantage, the quick puck movement is very important. You have to get somebody in front, but you can use picks and screens.
Now the Canadiens at the line, they keep it in. Here's Naslund scampering into the corner, giving it to Chelios. Chelios over to Naslund. They're not getting any shots, and seconds are ticking away. Chelios to Lafleur. Over it goes Naslund. Tried to set up Shutt. Shutt got the impact of Smith's stick. Now Naslund. Naslund getting it to Chelios to Lafleur. The Islanders are keeping him outside the box. Here's Lafleur going in for the shot. And it went off somebody over the glass. And there are only 8 seconds left in the Potvin penalty.
Excellent penalty killing by the New York Islanders, or poor execution on the power play.
We welcome those of you who have been watching Edmonton and Minnesota. We've got quite a dramatic moment here in this game at the Nassau Coliseum. 3-1, the Islanders lead the Canadiens, but the Islanders are playing 2 men short.
Well, you pay the price from Billy Smith when you get close to that net. You know, it's the goal stick going against the ankle of Steve Shutt. Had many of those. But let's watch it now as the play always to the outside, the perimeter. Canadiens can't get that good shot from about 15 feet out.
You know why he did that right there? Because his team is playing 2 men short. He thought he was pretty safe.
And in 8 seconds, Potvin will be back. Brent Sutter still has a minute and 26 seconds left. The Canadiens with Smith, Naslund, Monduo, Robinson, and Chelios. Chelios has it over to Robinson. Robinson has trouble controlling it. Here's Robinson getting set for the shot. Rebound! Smith knocked it away. Potvin is back on the ice. Now to the side of the net. The Canadiens going after it. Robinson darts in on the right side. Now here's Smith. Shoved in on the boards by Trottier. Chelios winds up for the shot didn't have much on it. And the Islanders are going to lug it into the center ice area. Here's Paquette coming off second. And he hit the linesman, Hodges.
So the Islanders survived the two-man short situation. 52 seconds left in the Brett Sutter penalty. There he is in the penalty box. For those of you tuning in, we've had a goal in this period by Dineen of the Islanders, who made it 3-1 early in this third period.
You know what amazes me is the way the Canadiens are willing to grind it out with the Islanders, hit for hit in the corners, but they are unwilling to get somebody in front of the net on a consistent basis.
And consistently in this series, Gillies has been in front of the net very effectively for the Islanders. Here is Hunter on the right side, trying to play it in. Islanders shooting it down the ice. And Brent Sutter, with 33 seconds left in his penalty, the Islanders are leading 3-1, and Robinson a feathery pass to the right side. Finally, Chelios had to swing at it. Couldn't catch up with it. Now Lafleur playing it to Walter. Back it goes. And Goring. Hard worker. And you know that time the Canadiens Hunter thought he was going to be called. And sold in over 15,000 Islanders supporters. They were convinced the penalty was to be called. Here's Pinelli on the ice. The penalty to Sutter has expired. So for 42 seconds, the Islanders were shorthanded 2 players, and they played brilliantly. Canadiens couldn't really get anything going. Protsier getting it back to Johnsson, closing it. Puck is in the eye. Let's see. Do they keep it out? It is out on this side of the goal line.
They were that close to a 4-1 lead.
Excellent position by referee Bruce Hood.
So it's still 3-1 Islanders. Stanley Cup 84 resumes in just a moment. Montreal goalie Steve Penny has asked for a new stick, so play has been held up here for just a moment. Gary, a look at that close call.
Well, look at Johnsson move in, move in. As long as nobody has challenged him, he'll just keep coming in closer and closer. An anxious moment for Penny as that puck is just hovering on that goal line. Will it or won't it?
Well, he reacted well, falling down to his backside, but hanging on with the... And look at Hood leaning over for as close a look as he can get.
Great shot, Ronnie Harrison and his crew, bringing you right inside the goal crease, almost at the goal line. So it is a 3-1 hockey game with the Islanders leading the Canadiens. Green is in there, jammed into the boards by Pinelli. 2 very tough individuals push each other. Here come the Canadiens with Captain Gainey up on the left side. Let's see, can he get by young Dineen? Not in the manner that he wanted to. Dineen has a big goal here tonight, the number 1 goal of his very brief playoff activity. Out at the line. Hamel playing at the center. Tremblay is in on the line. Tremblay tried to feed it in front, and the Islanders block it and clear it out. Now up on the left side, Gainey, who never stops digging, goes in there, bumps Dineen. However, Gillies gathering some speed, coming down, in on the line. The shot blocked by Chelios. Here's Gainey at the line. Waited too long. He was checked by Gillies. And you know that the Islanders are going to try to suffocatingly stay on top of the Canadiens with that 2-goal lead. It's sent right out in front, but the Canadiens bring it out on the right side. Hunter shooting it in. Shot coming from the other side. It never got there. Morrow got it out. Ambidextrous. Chelios didn't do very well trying a left-hand shot, but he can shoot it both ways.
So it's 3-1 here. Let's check in to see what has been going on in Bloomington, Minnesota, with Jim Robson and Mickey Redmond.
At this time, I'd like to welcome the viewers to the Montreal Islander game here in Minnesota. We're early in the third period. We've played 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the second period. It's 1-0 on Jackson's goal early in the second period. North Stars in possession in the neutral zone. That's Kurt Giles.
Shooting it into Canadiens territory. Robinson back there. The Islanders leading by 2. Now it goes back to Goring. There's a shot. A big save by Steve Penny.
With the score, the New York Islanders 3, the Montreal Canadiens 1. We will return in just a moment. Dave Gallivan of the Islanders has not come out with his team in this third period. He was injured in the first period, played in the second, a shoulder problem. And with Deneen seeing limited service, the Islanders, Gary, really going with just 4 defensemen right here.
Well, there's the shot by Goring that hurt Penny, and he needed some medical attention, but he's ready to go.
So Penny got it in some sensitive part of the anatomy. And what part of the anatomy isn't sensitive when the puck comes at 100 miles an hour? But these goalies are a pretty durable lot. Here's Robinson coming in. Robinson hops into the corner. Boudelier covering up Morrow, who has been prominent in a defensive fashion for the Islanders. Was right in there. Here's Boudelier clearing it out to Tonelli. Was knocked off his stick. Boudelier again chased back there by Nally. We're down to 10 minutes and 27 seconds left. In the third period, Tonelli's pass goes off a leg. Islanders are making changes. Naslund takes the shot. He had to let it go from way out.
Well, time becoming a factor in this hockey game. 10:15 remaining in regulation time. Larry Robinson again, a very large figure for the Canadiens. Watch this, Gary.
Good action. Just step out of the way, and then a little left to the head of Boudelier, and the battle goes on.
Lining up for the face-off to the left of Smith. Smith of Montreal center. Hunter on one wing, shot on the other. Ludwig, there you see a good close-up of Smith against the veteran Promptier. Ludwig is on the point along with Green, but the Islanders get the draw. Nystrom shooting it in there. Coming in from the left side, Carroll. In on the boards against Ludwig, who gave Nystrom an elbow. Nystrom will not forget that. Nystrom instead went after Smith. Here's Hunter. A lead pass for Shutt. Shutt over the line. Dropping it back for Smith. Smith gets all tangled up. And he lost it. The Islanders very quick to pounce on it. Here's Caller cutting in on the left side. Short side save by Penny.
Anders Caller, who did not dress for the first couple of games of this series, pressed into service with injuries. And again, we repeat, the Islanders are running into another one tonight with Dave Gallivan back on the sideline. Bobby Smith hung on to the puck. He was set up and could have let one go from the deep slot. Selected to make a move, lost his balance, and the resulting fall led to this resulting rush and the stop by Penny off the low.
The goaltending has been of a very high caliber. Score 3-1. The Islanders in front, and they are out shooting Montreal 23-21. Carbonneau failed to clear it out. Now Canadiens get another chance. The pass was high by Tremblay. Youngson moved up to send Montreal back in. Robinson almost lost it there to Keller. Up on the left side. Gainey winding up for the shot, and it's wide. Came back to the blue line. Carroll to Nystrom. Nystrom coming over on his wrong wing. Nystrom has been very quiet in the playoffs. He centered it right on in front. Carroll almost had a goal. Now it's at the lip of the crease, and Robinson lost it to Keller. Nystrom trying to center it. Pressure here by the Islanders with Keller, Carroll, and Nystrom. A makeshift line. Canadians coming down. There's McPhee with a shot. High. It was from a way out, but it gave Smith some difficulty.
8:43 left in regulation time. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Long Island.
Lining up for the face-off to the left of Smith. Walter is out there against Brent Sutter. Canadians getting the draw. Ludwig, a shot way wide. Keeping it in on the left side. Naslund trying to center it. Here's Bossy. Bossy has scored the go-ahead goal. His pass off for Sig. Bossy gets it again. Bossy turning around. They're going to let him shoot. Apparently he takes the shot low and wide. Now Naslund at center. Walter goes to the bench. Naslund trying to shake off Deneen. Naslund around the net. Back it goes to Ludwig. There's a shot wide again. And Bossy playing it into the center ice area. Gilbert tried to pick it up on the left side. We're down to 7:55 left in regulation time. Brent Sutter handing it off to Bossy. He was jammed effectively by Ludwig. We get a face-off to the right of Penny.
Well, if the Canadians are going to get some gold now, they have to do it with some strong forechecking, start taking a few chances, Dick. The shots that the Canadians are getting are from well out, just inside the blue line. Smith won't have any trouble with those. So I'm sure Lemaire wants his troops to get in there, defensemen pinch in, try to cause those giveaways. But you watch the Islanders, very, very rarely do they ever give you a good scoring chance from the slot. They force you to shoot from the perimeter.
Well, a familiar story, Gary, certainly with the Islanders whenever they have a lead like this in a tight hockey game. But we still have 7:48 left to play.
And the Canadians are still a loose group. They're having a whale of a time in the playoffs. There's a lot of good-natured ribbing, a lot of jocularity among them. But then again, I suppose, from athletes, you would get jocularity. Ooh, there's a penalty.
Brian Trottier took a run in back behind the net. The Canadian player he made contact with is still down on the ice. Bob Gainey hasn't moved. Morrow and Nyland, who weren't involved in that particular episode, come together, and Trottier is being convoyed back to the penalty box area, and Guy Carbonneau is really giving it to Trottier as they are being separated by the linesman D'Amico. Meanwhile, there is Bob Gainey coming to. Gainey Lefebvre right there, and this was a dicey moment for the Canadians.
Now, Dick, that was a vicious check from behind. Gainey never did see that coming, and Trottier really took a run at him.
No, that's a bad one.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got 5 minutes for that one.
Well, Trottier and Morrow have gone to the penalty box in the Islanders side. Chris Nyland I saw being pushed toward the penalty box, and he is in, I believe, as we can't see him, below us, and everybody is standing up. Meanwhile, back in behind the Islander net, Bob Gainey still being attended to. All of this happening with 7.5 minutes left here in the third period of a 3-1 hockey game with the Islanders leading Montreal.
What hurt Gainey is he wasn't right against the boards, and when Trottier hit him, he was maybe 2 or 3 feet away. Now watch Gainey. He's away from the boards, trying to go for the puck, and then all of a sudden, there's the hit. Trottier had to run it in for about 20 feet.
Brian Trottier, 5 minutes boarding.
Brian Trottier does get a 5-minute penalty. You're right, Gary, for boarding.
Island of the Canadiens.
Nyland gets 2 minors, and Morrow gets a minor.
Trottier of the Islanders, 5 minutes for boarding.
So Gainey
Time of all penalties,
talking
12:30.
to Rick Green and Gaetjen Lefebvre. He is woozy, but he is on his knees. And he is now being helped to his feet. Now you talk about the helmet when you see something like that as well. Live on CBC, this is Stanley Cup '84. Canadiens are very upset at the bench over the actions of Brian Trottier. Bob Gainey is on the bench. Being attended to. Again, the penalties. Trottier, a 5-minute boarding penalty. Morrow of the Islanders gets 2 for roughing, and Chris Nyland gets a double minor for roughing.
I could see that incident increasing the bitterness between these two teams. Let's hope it doesn't get out of hand.
Well, you have to feel sorry for Bob Gainey because he was in such a vulnerable position. And as you mentioned, Dick, it's a good thing he had the helmet on and he still got cut. But when you can't see the check coming and you saw the run that Trottier took at him from behind,
Not necessary. That's all.
It was not a very edifying and pretty sight. You don't like to see things of that nature. But now, we have the Canadiens on the power play. Trottier with a 5-minute penalty, Nyland with 2 minors, and Morrow with a minor. Canadiens are down by 2 goals, and Smith is coming to the line. Plays it over to the right side. Robinson at the line is called on the offside. There was confusion and no cohesion there in the Canadiens' first power play attempt.
Okay, Gary, right here, the Canadiens have a 4 skaters to 3 power play advantage. They will lose it when Morrow comes out of the box. Then they will get a minute's worth of power play after the Nyland double minor is over, all other things being equal.
well, the 4-on-3, that's the situation you're looking for. But again, Dick, unless you're willing to muck it in the corners, come up with that loose puck and get somebody in front of the net, what good is it? I'm surprised that Lemaire hasn't used Robinson to set up a screen in front of his goaltender.
Now Robinson to Naslund, leading a 4-man attack for Montreal over the line. Naslund trying to get some skating room. Naslund is forced back. What's he going to do? He passes it into the corner to Walter. Back it goes to Naslund. He takes a look for Furs at the other side. Now it goes to Robinson. Robinson being chased to the other side. Canadiens not getting any shots. There's one. Billy Smith blocked it.
Puck was out of Bruce Hood's sight, Gary. It was free, but the referee had lost sight of it. Smith never did get possession of that puck as it came in.
Now Walter finally made up his mind to get in front, but there's the triangle set up by the New York Islanders, and Smith was able to pick up that shot with Ryan Walter in front of him.
So we have Morrow with 1 minute and 8 seconds. That will be the time the Canadiens will have the advantage of 1 player with the proviso there are no further penalties. And then when Nyland has served his time, Trottier will still have 1 minute to go. The Canadiens with it. Here's Robinson closing in for a shot, a drifting shot. It's blocked in front. And Potvin shoots it down the ice. Canadiens are not getting those good gilt-edged scoring opportunities, Gary.
They've had plenty of opportunities.
Now here's shot in on the left side. He's tied up in the corner. Smith is in there to help out. Smith gets it loose. Robinson is now in front. Here's Smith trying to jam it in. And Billy Smith had that one taped.
And what I meant by opportunities, I mean the number of power play attempts, not good scoring opportunities, because they just haven't been there.
Bobby Smith with a around-the-net try at the post. Scored a couple of goals early when he joined the Canadiens from Minnesota this way. Almost sneaked one in there.
That was that long reach of Bobby Smith. That certainly is an asset to him to be able to swing around like that.
To recap the penalties, Morrow has 36 seconds left to serve. That will end the Canadiens' present power play, unless they get one in between.
Chelios is now on with Lafleur, Mondu, and Naslund for Montreal. Potvin, Brent Sutter, and Janssen. And it's shot over the glass by Potvin. So we're down to 32 seconds left in the penalty to Morrow.
Well, there is Matt Naslund, and there is Bruce Hood, and they were involved in a dramatic moment in the second period when Hood awarded Naslund a penalty shot. With the score tied 1-1. Smith stopped Naslund, and a couple of minutes later, Mike Bossy put the Islanders ahead.
I agreed with Howie Meeker on that play that Naslund didn't really give it a very solid effort going in a one-on-one situation. A weak attempt. trying to go through the legs.
Generally, when he breaks in on a goalie, he's going at a greater clip than he was going. He didn't pick up the speed, and he seemed to be a bit tentative. It was not, as Howie pointed out, a real good effort by Naslund. Now the Islanders back in their own zone. Janssen has puck, and on the left side, Canadiens having difficulty getting it. In over the line comes Sutter. After him is Chelios. 10 seconds left in the Morrow penalty. Now Montreal starting out, led by Mondeau, Lafleur, Naslund, and Chelios. It's dropped back to Lafleur. There's the shot. Rebound! And Potvin was there to assist Billy Smith very ably. Morrow's out of the penalty box. They're playing 5 aside. Chelios coming in. Couldn't get a good shot away. Lost his stick. Now Naslund along the board. Walter over the other side. And it hopped over Robinson's stick. In a minute and 35 seconds, the Canadiens will have the advantage. Naslund coming back in. Naslund around the net. Trying to set it right out to Robinson. A shot. He was set up beautifully, and he fired it wide. Boudelier covering up, along with Tonelli and Walter.
And let's switch to the Sports Center in Bloomington, Minnesota, where the Oilers are meeting the North Stars. Here is Jim Robson.
Ferguson cleared it, not out. Kevin Lowe moving in. Centered it. Loose puck. They score. Kenny Linsman. And it's 2-0 Edmonton.
Well, Chico, another giveaway, if you will. George Ferguson had control of the puck in the North Star zone, and it was a great play. First it was Jackson earlier in the hockey game. This time it was Kevin Lowe who kept the puck in, a give and go with Curry, and he was checked at the last minute, but guess what? There's another Oiler there. It's Linsman, and he just pulled the puck back in front. Joe Malas had no chance in the play.
Here's Green winding up for the shot wide. And it's Tonelli lugging it into the center ice area, hounding him his shot. Tonelli playing it over to Boudelier. They can afford to kill off seconds, not to accentuate the offensive aspect of the game, even though they're playing even manpower wise, because the Islanders have the 2-goal lead at the line. Good work by Tonelli. Bossy trying to get in front. In behind the net, Bossy has it. Bossy right back in front. It comes to Morrow. At the line. Boudelier shot. No difficulty for Penny. Here's Robinson. Into the center ice area. Robinson over the line. Dropping it back. And the Islanders pick it up. Here's Goring. Down. Digging diligently over the line. Had that been on the target, that would have been over the shoulder. Into the net. Now Potvin. He's in over the line. Takes a shot wide. Morrow. Islanders trying to stay on top of the Canadiens, not give them the opportunity to break out. A 2-goal lead for the Islanders. And now Montreal with the advantage. Mathieu still in the penalty box. This may be the last opportunity for Montreal. Naslund is in over the line, gives it to Mondeau. Backhand shot by Naslund. That was blocked there by Goring. 2 great scoring opportunities. Ludwig is shot. Caught by Moore. Right in front of Mondeau. Loose puck. And the Islanders shoot it down here. Potier has 19 seconds remaining. Chelios on the left side. Denise clearing it into the center ice area. And Robinson is there for Montreal, playing it ahead in over the line. 3-1. Here's Smith trying to clear it in front. It rolls into Smith. And perhaps Smith of the Canadiens could have shot the play.
Stanley Cup playoff action continues in just a moment. We are back with 2:27 left in regulation time. Butch Goring on the bench. What a defensive play he made right here, blocking the shot. That's Naslund on the backhand. Goring made the save.
And now Minnesota 2-1. 8 minutes left at the third period. However, we'll be bringing you up to date very accurately on that game between Edmonton and Minnesota. However, right now we are interested in this game because it is 3-1, and time has to be bothered right now because exactly 2 minutes left, and the Islanders are leading by 1. And Montreal's downfall, we're going to have penalties here. Montreal's downfall has to be their inability to do anything on the power play.
You're absolutely right, Danny. They had plenty of power play chances, but when you can't come up with a puck in the offensive zone and set up some plays, but it's been a swarming defense again by the New York Islanders. Their penalty killing has been very good.
So we have penalties here on Carbonell and Mossy. Let's again go showing Jim Robson in Minnesota.
Well, to Roberts. Ciccarelli shoots. Score! Dino Ciccarelli.
Ciccarelli finally dents the armor of Grant Fjord just inside that goalpost from the top of the circle, 45 feet out. It's just beside the blocker, Chico. Yeah, do you think?
A minute and 40 seconds left in regulation time. Trottier going after Robinson. The Islanders leading by 2, 3-1. Robinson headmanning that clock. It goes right down to Smith. And it is called the penalty. Carbonell high sticking, Bossy elbowing. And that was a pretty good elbow by a Lady Binger.
That used to be my favorite. So when you're 6'2", you throw the elbow.
Lady Bing, though.
No, I never. Are you kidding? What is that?
125. Penson. And disappointed, no doubt. The Jacques Lemaire along with Jacques Laperriere. That at this stage in the hockey game, every indicator has it that the Islanders are going to win this one and tie up the series. 5th game in Montreal on Thursday. Now Sutter is shooting it in there. And some of this sellout crowd of 15,861 beginning to go toward the exit. We're down to 1 minute left. Canadiens with Mondeau ripping it in there. Long shot. Potvin to the other side to Gilbert. Gilbert clears it out over the line. Hamel taking over. Now they're beginning to sing here at the Coliseum. That's becoming a universal fad in the National Hockey League. Let's listen for a moment. Now Morrow into the center ice area. 25 seconds left. Penalty coming up. Bruce Hood has indicated that it's going to be a slashing penalty.
Mark Hunter is involved. This all coming with 20 seconds left here in the third period. Canelli and Bobby Smith in a verbal battle at fairly long range.
A lot of ill feelings between the two teams right now, as we've seen a few cheap shots, and I'm sure that'll carry over when the teams resume back in Montreal on Thursday night.
Well, Gary, you know what the most talked about incident in this game will be when it's all over? The Trottier Gainey situation. Guaranteed.
Home ice series, that's what it's been. Both teams winning at home. The Canadiens, they did come up with a very good effort. They matched the Islanders hit for hit, but Dick and Dan, you hit it right on the head of the nail when you said the inability on the power play. You know, you have to capitalize on your specialty teams. Canadiens were unable to do that.
And I imagine if it works out tomorrow, that'll get a lot of attention. Now the Islanders, everybody out. 16 seconds of time remaining. Goring looking for it. Gets it back. And Morrill strides leisurely back there. He looks at the clock. The countdown. 3, 2, 1. It's all over. The Islanders 3. Canadians won the series tie at 2.
Billy is supreme. Again, Billy Smith does it for the New York Islanders. I guess the game would be turned around when he stopped on the penalty shot.
So we have a tie series here with the Islanders beating the Canadiens 3-1. Game 5 in Montreal Thursday. Now, once again, let's check in as the Oilers beat the North Stars in Minnesota.
At this time, we'd like to welcome the viewers of the 3-1 Islander victory over the Montreal Canadiens that tied their series tonight. And here at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota, 3 minutes, 38 seconds left in the third period. Edmonton led 1-0 after 2. Don Jackson scoring early in the second period. Ken Linsman scored on a power play at 7:38 of this third period when Minnesota had a penalty for too many men on the ice. Dino Ciccarelli then finally got the puck behind Grant Fuhr at 10:35, and it's 2-1 Edmonton. I'm Jim Robson with Mickey Redmond, Chica Rush, and Dave Hodge on the Hockey Night in Canada crew here in Minnesota. An excellent, exciting hockey game. The Oilers now are 3 minutes and 5 seconds away from a 4-game sweep. They have outshot Minnesota 31-24 so far in the game. Goaltenders Fuhr and Meloche have been outstanding. Steve Payne intercepted. Brought out by Dave Hunter, number 12 of the Oilers. Now Levy, Suplet. Jackson took him out. Yari Curie gets the puck, flips it high. It has been a clean game, but we've had one scrap. Anderson and Ciccarelli, and they were tossed out with just under 6 minutes left in the third period as in comes Curry to Gretzky, and Meloche stops Gretzky's shot. Gretzky's been held without a point tonight, and that's news. Willie Plett passing it off, going for the front of the net. And again, it was broken up by Kevin Lowe in front of his goal. Curry coming in with Gretzky. Curry, weak shot, turned aside. 2 minutes left. Hoagland lost the puck. Maruk brings it in, but he's away offside. 1:51 left, and it's exciting.
It sure is. I think Ron Finn, the linesman, might have made the big check of the game. Napier streaking down the boards. Wasn't Ron Finn the linesman's fault, but the puck got caught in his skates, and otherwise I think maybe Mark would have been home free.
Looked like he may have had the angle on the Edmonton defenseman Fogelin. Here's a look at it. No question that he may have gotten around it, but Fogelin had a pretty good bite on him too. And it's going to take quite a flagrant foul here now with only 1:51 to go, but for Ron Wex to call a penalty. Keep our eye on Joe Meloche at the other end. Bill Mahoney plots his strategy behind that North Star bench.
Oilers 2, North Stars 1. 1:45 left in the clock. First period was scoreless. Edmonton led 1-0 after 2. Have never trailed. 1:34 left as Payne couldn't get by the blue line. Now Acton brings it in. He's checked. Kevin Lowe gets the puck. Acton was held up back of the play, and that's why the crowd is booing. Roberts gets it to Payne, to Bellows. Ryan Bellows coming in. Meloche goes to the bench. 6 attackers for Minnesota. Their goaltender is out. 1:10 left. And there'll be a face-off in the Edmonton zone.
This is what it's all about. Sure, we're going to get a timeout by one of the coaches here. 1:08 to go. Meloche is on the bench. And the face-off will be deep in the Edmonton zone. Indeed, Minnesota has called the timeout to give their offensive shooters a rest.
Glenn Sather and his assistant John Muckler behind him there. Looks pretty cool in the situation. Mind you, he's leading the series 3-0. And he's got a lead of 2-1. But it's been an excellent hockey game.
Sure has, and I'll tell you how relaxed Ben Sather was. He was underneath the stands here trying out these new Skeeter roller skates before the game, and did pretty well, and he's pretty relaxed. I don't think Mr. Mahoney is quite as relaxed. With a minute and 8 left, he's got to formulate some sort of plan, although they're not really, doesn't seem to be going over anything special. But I think they've got to try and spring someone loose where they can move it to an open man.
Key here, Chico, you see when they line up on that faceoff, there'll probably be 3 Oilers in front of the net with the faceoff guy and one on the boards. Minnesota's got to cover those 3 guys in front so they can't get loose as the North Stars try to draw that puck back into the slot. We'll wait and see who the trigger man will be on the play.
Messier will take the draw for Edmonton.
Could very possibly be Brad Maxwell, the big defenseman with a good shot.
You see, I would think if they had someone over here, say a left-handed shot, who could one-time it off this right side.
Marouk got the draw. Behind the net, Marouk trying to center it. The last minute, a shot in the crowd. The net is empty. Gretzky has an empty net. He passes to Curry, who scores with 49 seconds left. 3-1 Oilers.
Well, I'll tell you what, this hockey game may be over, Chico, but Grant Fuhr at the other end, I'm sure, just made a stop to a scramble off the face-off. I don't know if he saw it. It sounded from up here like it hit his stick, and it deflected way out into the crease right there, where 3 Oilers jumped on it. Messier just popped it up, and Gretzky threw it over to Curry, who just jumped it in the open net, but the North Stars had 2 excellent chances to tie this hockey game. Now watch this. The shot right there, and it did. I think it got right off the goal stick, came from Payne way back at the point, and there had to be 7 guys in front of Grant Fuhr. Somehow he kept it out.
Again, he won't get an assist on that goal, but I'll bet you any money that he actually tried to kick that puck out, knowing with all the traffic in front of it dropped in close, he might be in trouble.
I'll tell you what, even though the Oilers are out shooting the Stars 33-24, Grant Fuhr has been a story in this hockey game. He has kept the Oilers in it.
That is the 13th goal of the playoffs for Yari Curry, leading the Stanley Cup playoffs in goals. Gretzky and Messier get assists at 19-11. An empty net goal, and the Oilers will fly home in a charter tonight and rest for the next round. As in comes Broughton, didn't get a shot. The Stanley Cup final will likely open on the 10th of May in either Montreal or Long Island, and the Oilers will rest until then, as they're 3 seconds away from wrapping up the Minnesota North Stars season. The game is over. Edmonton 3, Minnesota 1, a 4-game sweep for the Edmonton Oilers.
Whoever they play in the finals, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the goalies. And I think Grant tonight can really feel good and almost look forward to the next game, as did Andy Moog the last game. And I think that's a big plus for the Oilers. If they're still going to win this thing all the way, they're going to have to get strong goaltending.
Well, I was going to say, Chico, that they got both guys, and it's a nice position for Stather to be in, to have either one go in there. And a fine hand by the people here at the Met Center for their North Stars as they congratulate the Oilers. There is Grant Fuhr. 25 shots on goal, 24 saves for Fuhr. And a lot of those shots were excellent scoring chances by the North Stars. And I'll tell you what, it may be a 4-game sweep, but the Minnesota North Star Hockey Club did not use injuries as a crutch in this series. And I don't know if I've ever seen a hockey team as banged up as they have been. And they certainly credited themselves very well here tonight. They did not quit. They were in the hockey game. They come out with that defensive type plan, and it sure shut down the Oiler machine. And they had an opportunity right to the end.
Clarence Campbell Bowl, you saw a glimpse of, will be presented to the Edmonton Oilers for the 2nd consecutive year. And they're a much more rested team going into the Stanley Cup final this time around.
Chico, we talked about Grant Fuhr playing well. Joe Malas certainly has to be very proud of himself. He played a strong hockey game, even in a losing cause, to come in. He's only playing in his 4th playoff game of this 84 playoff. Wayne Gretzky.
Brian
O'Neill down there receiving the Campbell Bowl.
I'm sure they enjoy that, but that's not really what they're after, is it?
He'll take it. The Stanley Cup is the next target for this fine young Edmonton team. In just a moment, our Molson 3-star selection.
And this series is tied 2 games apiece.